Alright, welcome to episode 78 of What If Civilization Started Over. In the last episode, we saw the conclusion to World War II, and I've now turned this map back around. We have also got the nukes over here, just in case you forgot about them. But yeah, they're still here, don't worry. And yeah, in today's episode, we're going to do the division of the world, the peace treaty of World War II. Now, what I'm not going to do is divide up a load of colonies. Instead, I'm just going to go. If anything special happens to any of the colonies, they lose their land there. But the next episode is going to be the division of the colonies because there's already a lot of border changes that need to be made. So yeah, let's do that instead. Anyway, I might start in some of these areas, like the colonies that will be losing land. And number one, we can start over here in North America because the Germans are going to get one of their biggest war goals that they've had. That's like a lot of the series, and that is I'm just going to take nukes and throw them over here. I got rid of the ethnicity layer because I don't really care. The Germans are not invading this anymore, but I'm just showing it's pretty valuable stuff. But they'll be taking all of this territory their original German ancestors had, and yeah, finally they'll be adding this to their colony and this island that I believe a German colony owned before. I'm pretty sure. So their colony now looks like that. I don't think I'm going to change this one anymore. Independences is the next episode, so we're going to go to that. In the next episode, this territory is not going to get changed at all, neither is Central America. Africa is going to have a few changes, especially in the north. We do see the Arabic Union making one annexation down here of this part of Norwegian territory, down in Yemen, also this island that apparently is Hijaz owned, which it shouldn't be. We will return to this territory sometime soon, in a second. But we do need to go over to Carthage. Carthage was a pretty important player in the southwestern Mediterranean. They fought back against the Pink Spanish, with the Blue Spanish. Who, they wouldn't be able to fully capitulate this country without aid from Carthage, and Carthage is going to be fairly well recompensed as the entirety of Morocco is unified with Carthage. I know in the war it looked like it was oh well, it looks like they're just declaring their independence and stuff. No, they were declaring their independence to then declare unification with Carthage. And that's kind of crazy because it seems a bit strange, but it's kind of what happened up here in World War One with Croatia, Slavonia, whatever it's called, and then it was well, actually, I'm going to join Yugoslavia now. So there you go, and there's going to be a referendum on French provinces to see if any of those want to join the Carthaginian Empire. Unfortunately for the Carthaginians, though, all they will be gaining from the French, because they do a referendum for all of these provinces, and there's a lot, is this bit. There's barely any people in any of this stuff, and these are some of the core areas that declared independence. So yeah, that's kind of a shame, but they have an absolutely massive empire. It is amongst the biggest countries in the entire world now, so they should be pretty happy, I would say. And there's that. I don't think I need to do any more border changes. The Germans aren't going to annex anything, and these guys did invade, but I think they're going to retreat from all their annexations. Well, they invaded both Libya and these guys. I'll see. One very little annexation is made by the North Spanish Egyptian colony. I was going to give them some of the stuff down here in the south, but all they get is this little province of the Ethiopian territory. I mean, it's not little, it's quite a lot of land. But, oh well, there you go. They can have that. And due to the fact the Egyptians gained so much land from the Ethiopians, the Arabic Union deserves some compensation as well. So they take all of this land from the Norwegian Ethiopian colony. Because, yeah, these guys are definitely not imperialists, so don't even worry about it. Anyway, there's that, and Africa is now finished. We can go to Southeast Asia, where I have got the Chinese being blue. We need to fix this border as well. The Baikal country isn't going to gain anything because all this stuff is kind of under the control of the Democrats anyway. But Japan's involved for once, which is surprising, and I don't know if I'm going to sort out some of the colours over here because they didn't bring back the Orange Chinese for the peace treaty. But Indochina, they're going to be getting involved because they were marginally involved in the war, kind of. They kind of sparked all the rebellions in Southeast Asia. Well, they would have happened anyway, but they made them happen more. So they take over all of this territory, including Singapore and some part of the Malacca Strait, which is pretty nice. We'll get to this in the next episode. Over here to Borneo. I guess we'll just keep North Borneo looking like this. The Philippines. Oh no. What is going on there? Oh no. See, the thing is, you turn the cities there, it doesn't matter. But if you turn it off, it looks horrible. Anyway, there's that. Papua New Guinea, I guess we'll just keep like this. It might fall apart a bit. I'm not sure. Papua New Guinea, if we look at the culture of this area, culture family, it's an entirely different family. Culture layer, it's still like 3 different cultures. There's a Moroccan one, a West New Guinea, and an East New Guinea. And then also the Solomon Islands are their own thing. Well, they are culturally Chinese. Just like all this stuff is culturally the same, but all of this Southeast Asian stuff is apparently the same culture, which is crazy. Here's the culture family layer. So it's like the overarching culture. It's like Germanic groups in real life, or Latin countries, or something like that, which is fun, I suppose. It's quite an interesting map. I'm not sure if it's very accurate in Africa because I don't really know. And I also haven't updated this map in ages, which is why there's no culture in Southern Australia. Is that true to real life? Probably not. Anyway, there's a huge L in the ocean. Damn. The Papua New Guineans have colonized the ocean. Anyway, that reminds me of Antarctica. So we can go over there. So Antarctica, that needs some changes, doesn't it? Well, first off, I'm just going to drag a... What the hell did I do? Antarctica? You coming with me? No, you're not. I don't know if I showed you the currency there. I'm pretty sure I did, so that's good. Oh wait, some of the stuff I can't show, like independent stuff. However, the Chinese Antarctica... Damn it, you. Chinese Antarctica colony will be going to the new Chinese countries. They annex all of this. The British colony is going to be staying with them because they were threatening to nuke them. So yeah, they're allowed to keep that. This territory over here is going to go to the Carthaginians because they used I'm so freaking stuttering. They used the Moroccans as justification for this territory. Like, oh, we're up here, so we should get this. But now Carthage owns Morocco, so the Carthaginians are able to annex this bit of Antarctica, and the French are allowed to keep this territory because the British helped them with that. So yeah, that's nice. Oh my god, there's a huge Carthage and huge China. It looks very fun. I don't know how. I didn't think about the fact that Blue China also borders Blue Bengal, but we're not going to worry about that. Anyway, I did say I would go to whatever it's called. This place, Japan. There we go. These guys, the red Japanese annex Kyushu, and the northern Japanese will annex Sakhalin again. Even though Amir's there, and they could have just joined Amir, they're like, no, we're having this because this was a rebellion. Maybe it wouldn't have succeeded. Anyway, we do need to do this border, so I'll find an episode which has that in. So I brought up 2 different maps. I've got episode 65 and episode 62 or something. Some pretty big changes happened between both of those. So here's episode 62, I do believe. This is just before the Koreans annex all of this huge country up here. As you can see, Africa's not colonized, and this isn't the main part of the video, but I was just interested. And then, yeah, Africa looks crazy, and this all looks kind of different, and there's blue countries here. So I'm going to be using this one, because it's after they partitioned the greenish country. And this is going to be the border we're going to use for the recreation of Amur, so they will be gaining all of this territory here in the north, and the Chinese will be looking at something like this. So yeah, I mean that's new territory, isn't it, for you guys? I think so. I can't find the right layer. There we go. Yeah, so that's nice for them. And to be fair, maybe some of this... I can't talk, dude. Why do I even try? Maybe some of this should go to these guys, but then also that would look like truly horrific if I did that to the borders. Because look at the Korean bit, just north of Korea. Like, oh my god. Actually, I could do something like that. I just don't really want to. So, give me a second. I feel like the North Chinese culture, it kind of spreads a little bit over there, but I don't think it super matters. So we're gonna leave the borders like this, I guess. Anything gonna go wrong with this? Maybe. We'll see. Anyway, I'm just gonna delete both of those layers and not the main one because I need that one. Anyway, yeah, cool. So Amir looks different. Wait, I don't know why I saved the world there, but I did. We can head now back over to East. Oh yeah, Europe. I forgot about Europe. That's like the main part of this video. Anyway, so the Arabic Union down here in Anatolia, they'll be annexing the entirety of Greece. I couldn't be bothered to find a map that had the new Greece on it, so I just used the green one because all the culture and the currency is just the green one because it's like the main cultural thing. But yeah, these guys are going to fully annex the nation of Greece. It's not just Anatolia; they take over the entire thing. And here's that. And now we get to Bulgaria, which might look really, really horrible. But first off, they lose all of this land, and now we're just going to decide what to do with these guys. Alright, so I've drawn some borders up for Bulgaria. As you can see, there's quite a few cities, including the capital city, within this annexation territory, and the Arabic Union is going to grow even more powerful as they annex all of this territory, and the Romanians annex stuff to the north, turning Romania into like a kind of regional power at the moment. I mean, the thing is, they're surrounded by what will eventually be Germany and Russia, and the Arabic Union to the south. So it's not like anything's that great for Romania, and they're going to influence anyone. But you know, oh well, good for them. Bulgaria is going to need a capital city. I don't know where they would put it. Maybe these guys would force them to put their capital somewhere, but they're probably just going to put it in the old capital of the greyish country. So I might go and find them in a second, but I don't want to at the moment. I want to keep drawing borders because we now need to get to the Arabic Union and their stuff with the Italians. So first off, the Arabic Union takes one bordering province right here. No reason other than I just kind of hope to make the borders look better. Speaking of making the borders look better, damn it, there's a weird Lake Peninsula bit or Panhandle bit right there, and I hated it, so I've removed it now. That's good. Anyway, yeah, weird borders in Greece. The Bulgarians look strange, and now we go to the rest of Italy. Anyway, so the Arabic Union's annexed just a little bit of southern Italy. I kind of thought they would follow the borders of like the old Turkish colony in Italy, but I don't think they have. So they've taken this, and now their nation is absolutely huge. I also need to get rid of the Greek capital because that's still here, and the Greeks definitely aren't here. But yeah, Arabic Union, pretty scary country. I don't exactly like how the purple and the yellow mesh. But speaking of other scary countries, we do need to go over here to Carthage, who will be annexing Sardinia. There's Sardinia for them. Good for you, man. Anyway, Sardinia, Carthage needs to annex some more territory because we need to go over to Pink Spain, and they're going to get absolutely bullied by both of these guys. Not Catalonia though. Catalonia is just sitting here happily, being a good democracy guy. Oh yeah, ideology might be kind of important. I'm not sure. And there we go. Here's some lines of partition. The northern Spanish take this, and the Catalonians, who are now the southern Spanish, take this. And all that's left is this really weird looking sneaky guy in Catalonia. Not Catalonia. Southern Spain. There we go. Well done me. Yeah, Catalonia is still here as well, just in case. But now we have to go to France. France hasn't really lost anything yet. They're going to lose a lot of stuff overseas, but actually, like in their contingent territory, they shouldn't lose too much. So yeah, the northern Spanish take this region of southern France, and they push the border up to this region. However, it's pretty good for the French, so that's fine. I'm wondering, I don't like the border we've got down here with Catalonia, so given the Catalonians a couple of provinces, it's because during the war, definitely, don't worry guys, it's those two that I gave them. The Catalonian people in this area were like, oh, I really want to join Catalonia because France sucks. And France was like, that's mean. But during the peace treaty, they were like, oh, well, self-determination. That's kind of these guys who like self-determination. Even though they annexed a country that said it was independent, kind of. But don't worry about that. And yeah, Catalonia gets this territory. They're also democratic. So like, well, if you vote for it, I guess that's what's going to happen. Anyway, over to Ireland, just for a little bit. Ireland's going to annex the rest of Ireland. And that's all that happens there. Over to the Dutch then. Well, we can say goodbye to the Dutch. Bye-bye, Dutch. Bye-bye. The Netherlands is now going to entirely become a region called Germany, as Germany is going to become something very frightening. You should be afraid, very afraid of Germany. Alright, so I've given the Germans some land. I drew it a lot of times because I got really confused what I wanted to give them. All four of these provinces, I'm pretty sure, were French, and now they're part of the Greater German Empire, which now extends across all of Northern Europe, and is really scary to look at. And it's going to become even scarier, because what they're going to be doing next is annexing the entirety of the British Empire. No, we're not doing that. Anyway, let's stay in Britain, because there is one little bit we've got to do here, and that is due to Irish and Russian backing, because I said before in the previous episode, secretly the Irish and the Russians are really good friends. This is like crazy British propaganda. No, I actually like the Irish, don't worry. Anyway, the Irish, as there are lots of Irish people in Scotland in this world, I mean, probably also in real life, kind of. But if you look at the culture there, see there's some Connaught people. They will be helping the Russians to force the British to give independence to a free nation of Scotland, which now exists. So there's that. That's kind of fun. And we're also going to do one more little bit for this. And as if we go over here to Scotland, we can see this culture, and it's the culture of the Shetland Islands. So the Shetland and Faroe Islands will get their own free country. Once again, I don't know how long that's going to last, but now we can head over to the border changes in Scandinavia. Alright, so we're going to be looking at the first part of the German annexation of stuff from Norway, and that is going to be Denmark. Notice how I said first part, because the Germans will not be stopping their annexation in Denmark. They'll be going further on into Sweden. So I'm going to draw some borders for that now. So there's that. I mean, you kind of know what it looked like before, because it's just the Norwegians had this and now they don't have this. So there's that. I've somehow coloured in so much of the island, like outlines, which is really annoying. But yeah, so Germany annexes all of this other territory from the Norwegians, and now Norway is fairly unhappy. They still have Gotland though, so that's good. But Germany is an absolute beast on the European stage, and now we get to the partition of Poland. You know, the war started with Poland, so the peace treaty should end with Poland. Anyway, also, where are we going to sign the peace treaty? That's a good question. Maybe like Romania? That's kind of a neutral site, kind of. Well, not quite. Yeah, sure, the treaty of whatever city this is in real life. I don't even know if that is in Romania. I think it might be Ukraine. Yeah, it is. I don't know what's over there. Something. Anyway, there is actually a city there in Ukraine. Don't worry about this map. I might use it in a future video. Don't worry. And there you go. So I spent a while drawing these borders. I'm not sure if they're perfect or if I love them that much. There's definitely going to be some countries that get attacked. I'm kind of looking at maybe you, and definitely you, Mr. Purple Guy. If I was the purple team, I would just run. Like, just run as far away as you can. You should be afraid. Anyway, I think this is all the border changes I intend to make in this part of the peace treaty. I mean, there's still some other bits, and I don't know whether to give these guys their capitals now, because I might change the borders in the future. So I'm going to do that in the next episode, which is the colonial release episode. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, we've seen some changes in the north with the Germans annexing stuff there. South America's had nothing. Africa, we saw the Arabic Union take over this stuff, and these guys take a little bit there. The Carthaginians became an absolute god tier power. I'm going to do the power rankings in the next episode, don't worry. Probably. And, where else are we going? Oh yeah, Europe changed a lot. There's Scotland. Oh, Scotland is the capital. So the old Scottish country have their capital over here. They're kind of this country now, which is interesting. But I'm not going to put their capital there, because that's not where, if I was Scotland, I'd put my capital. I put it right over here, near where the capital is in real life. Anyway, you can have your capital over here. And I guess there's only really one guy left, and that guy is Bulgaria, who doesn't have a capital, so I'll do that. Fun sort of thing to do. We can see how the other old Bulgarian countries look within this new one. So there's the big grey one, which is the one that survived the most. The blue one, is blue, isn't it? They've only got like the southern area, and the pink one has barely anything but this sort of territory. So all your capitals. Wait, damn, wrong there. There is still this capital. They might put theirs there rather than here. I think that's probably a better idea. Here, we'll destroy this layer, and you guys as well. And plonk your capital over here. Nice. So Bulgaria is injured, and here's our new map of Europe. It looks really fun. It should be quite a lot of fun in the next period of the world history. Don't know what came after World War II in real life. I don't know. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out in the next few episodes. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye, and have a nice rest of your day.